Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the 12-minute experience. And tonight, we're ripping some UFO. I wanted to go back to the conversation I had last time we had a video. We're talking about how, people are just going a little crazy on ripping stuff and buying stuff and, investing into MetaZoo when I don't really feel it's something that should be invested in. I think you should just rip and enjoy it. And, I think I might have come off the wrong way about the skateboards. There's a lot of people that are putting thousands of dollars into skateboards. If you're a guy like Nick, who, Nick Power and Strength, who is trying to do something very specific. He wants all the Mothman wants to own the market, and I get that. That's a good strategy. Again, I don't think it's really something that he should be putting $1,000 in, but that's good. That's good for him because he's not going to be out on the street because he's put that much money into MetaZoo. He's obviously has whatever his job is, and it's doing great for him. So he's not going to be put out because of that. I'm worried about the people who are putting thousands of dollars out in hopes to have an investment, and they're maxing out their credit cards, and they're still living in their parents' house, and they don't really have it like that. Those are the people I'm worried about. And if you are buying them because you like them, great. If you're buying them because you want to complete the collection, great. If you're buying them with that extra money that you earn and you feel like, hey, this is an investment that you feel, that's cool too. Just caution you again, not to go crazy with it. If you're putting your life savings into it, you have made a mistake. Absolute mistake. These are just cards, man. They're just cards. They are not property. They're not stocks. They're not everything else in the world that is way more, or should I say, like less volatile. I mean, obviously stocks are volatile, but compared to card games, you don't know. Card games. How many card games the guy just takes the money and runs? We've seen it so many times, time after time and after time. We've seen it. We've seen how it's fluctuated so much already in the past year with MetaZoo. Please just don't keep making the same mistakes and expecting this huge return out of MetaZoo when it might not happen. It probably won't happen. Not to say that I don't like it or that that thing is gonna fail. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not making any judgments. I love MetaZoo. I look forward to what it comes out of it in the future, but I am not dropping serious bombs into it. And again, like, watch the FOMO. If you're missing out, I really caution you with that, because I've seen people in that same stream who are dropping thousands of dollars on skateboards, and then that stream went on a little bit longer, and those same skateboards were going much cheaper. I snagged some for $20. The ones that I really want. I wanted a Jersey Devil. Jersey Devil's my favorite card to play. I might be the Toad man, and I love my Frog man, but I still play with Mr. Jersey Devil in almost every deck that I make. Even if it's not a dark deck, even though it doesn't make sense to bring him out, I will bring him out and use him because I love that card. So I paid 20 something bucks for a deck. Not a big deal. Absolutely not a big deal. That is not going to make me broke. I've already paid all my bills that month before I decided to put some extra money into it. I got a nice bonus from work, so I drew a couple bucks into it. That's cool. Though I regret buying that deck. Maybe, I don't know where I'm going to hang that. But, once I see it, I'll judge it and see whether I made a mistake or not. But I am not worried. It's not going to break the bank to buy one or two decks. When you buy 25 decks and you max out your credit card and you're buying thousands of dollars on stuff, that's when I'm concerned on what we're doing as a community. We should be helping each other. We should be talking to each other and say, hey, man, I don't think that's a wise idea. Like, you don't got you don't got a car, you don't got a good job, you don't got money for rent, whatever. You don't got. There's somebody in that same thing who wanted to use the last $30 that he had on a skateboard. His last $30, that's crazy. Like his card bounced when he went to put the money in. I'm not trying to blow up your spot. I'm just trying to say, like, what are we doing here? You can use your last $30 to buy a skateboard? You, that is concerning. That's super concerning. That's addiction level concerning. So, I just want to be there for you guys as far as a person who's been in this hobby for a very long time, who hasn't gone bankrupt, who hasn't had to screw anyone over to get some cars or to make a living. To just say, like, hey, please be careful. Careful what we're doing, and take care of each other. Just take care of each other and make sure that we're not going crazy on this. You always reach out to somebody. There's so many cool people, like Escaped Alien, who, really cool, down to earth people who will talk to you if you have any concerns. Like, oh, look, that's pretty cool. Neutrality. If you're just like, hey man, I need to talk to you. I feel like I'm buying too much. I feel like I'm making investments. Do you think these are wise choices? There's people on plenty of Discords that will ask, hey, was this a good investment? Ask that before you buy it. We'll tell you an honest opinion. We might tell you more honest opinion than you expect too. I don't think $325 for a skateboard with a moth on it is a good investment. I think you overpaid. Now, they might go up. They most certainly will go up and down and round and round. But yeah, I just if you like it and it's on your wall and you're happy with it, you get your 25 skateboards and you're using it. Oh, what would you choose? Using it to decorate your house. That is great. You say, hey, I'm a moth deck collector and I can't wait to decorate my house with these, and I have money and it's not gonna hurt me whatsoever. More power to you. You use your money, you earn money, your hard-earned money. You use that however you feel. If you are saying, I need to put my kids through college and I'm going to do so by buying MetaZoo products, that is not going to happen. I'm sorry to say. The likelihood is way too low. So I just want you to make wise decisions, wise choices with your money. Collect it because it's fun, because it's cheap and fun right now. It's not going to make you a millionaire. I'm sorry. Ask Argos how that worked for him. Ask other people in the community who purchased $10,000 in NFTs. Ask them how they're doing with that. That's the people who had to close their shops because they purchased way too much MetaZoo and they had to liquidate it. That's the people who were heavily indebted because of MetaZoo, because of whatnot sales. That's the people who got ripped off because they spent money to travel to a different state to compete in a tournament, and then they never got their money, and then the company closed down and said sorry. So yeah, be cautious. Do not trust any card game, comic book company, anything to give you a return. It is not promised. Nothing's really promised in a market like this anyway. It was cool when we had a market where everyone stayed home. Oh, another neutrality. That's crazy. Everyone stayed home and we're getting free COVID checks in the mail, and you had a kid, you were getting an extra 600 and all this other stuff, and you weren't traveling, so you weren't paying for gas, and that's never going to happen again. If it happens again, it's going to be once in a lifetime. And again, if you are a collector of MetaZoo, you're probably like me, a little bit older, in their 30s, maybe 20s, 30s, 40s, maybe even older. It took 30 years for Pokemon to get to the point where, and a pandemic, but 30 years for Pokemon to be a return on investment in the fact that those early cards are worth enough to say, wow, I'm glad I held on to them. 30 years. You know what's going to happen in these cards in 30 years? You're going to put them in a basement because that's where you're going to have room, or an attic. The basement or your attic is going to have a humidity change. It's going to fluctuate. You're going to have a huge temperature change. If you're in the Northeast like me, I'm in Pennsylvania, we have sometimes 20, 30 degree temperature changes a day. And one day might go from 60 degrees to 30 degrees or even lower. These are going to get ruined. You're going to take them out in 30 years when... Ooh, I just dropped everything. You're going to take them out in 30 years when you feel that, oh man, time to cash in. Now MetaZoo had his first anime. The first MetaZoo movie's coming out. Time to cash in. You're gonna go to try to cash in, and your cars are gonna be stuck together. They're not gonna be the same quality that they were when you ripped them the first time, and it's not gonna be the same investment. So please think about how you use your money. I'm not trying to preach. I'm just trying to protect you. And hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Peace.